was just some months ago that AMD released FSR 2.0, and we now have it on a broad selection of titles. We have, for example, God of War, we have now on Dying Light 2, and we have more and more games having it by default as we speak. So more games get released, more games have FSR 2.0, we have Deathloop, we have Farming Simulator, we have several games nowadays with FSR 2.0. And now AMD is actually presenting an evolution, basically an update for FSR 2.0, which is the FSR 2.1. But what did they change and what did they actually improve? Let's find out right after the sponsor of today's video. Today's video sponsor is GGG, where using my SKG discount code leads to a 25% off across several products, making a Windows 10 serial key only $16. After the payment, you'll receive the key in your account, and all you need to do is to introduce it in your Windows settings, and bam! You have an activated system. Hello guys, once again, Ancient Gameplays, I'm Fabio Pisco and welcome to my channel. So we have here on the AMD GPU open, and we have the first game with the FSR 2.1, which is Farming Simulator, yes, Farming Simulator 2022, which was one of the first games to get the FSR 2.0, was like the second or the third game, and now it is the first one, to get the FSR 2.1 update. We have here an image to compare FSR 2.0 and 2.1, and we have here what's changed in between the two versions. But before anything, let's watch a short part of the video that AMD released some hours ago. Now, as you saw, they changed indeed some things. Now, due to YouTube compression, image compression, you can't actually notice it much, but in some scenarios like the ghosting trails, the ghosting in terms of colors, in terms of transparency and so on, those are things that you can actually notice even on video. But let's start with the changes, or with what's new with FSR 2.1. So the first one is motion vector divergence used to diminish locked pixels. This should alleviate ghosting issues on geometry with motion vectors not matching underlying pixel colors. What this should do is basically reduce the ghosting in some scenarios where indeed we have geometry with motion vectors not matching the underlying pixel colors. That's why we see that ghosting in terms of lights and so on, I believe. The second one is this occlusion logic is now able to detect these occlusions in areas with only small depth separation between objects. This should alleviate ghosting issues and improve upscaling quality on some disocclusion cases. Once again, less ghosting and better performance, well, in terms of upscaling, so better quality in terms of image. So that's nice. Less ghosting and more image quality, more image fidelity. We also have improved upscaled output quality by turning some half-precision computations to full precision. This should improve overall color range and temporal stability of the upscaled image produced. So once again, better color range, so better overall quality, and on top of that, even better image produced. So we have better image due to the disocclusion, of course, and now better image due to the change of half precision computations, to full precision, which is very nice. We also have reactive mask updates, dilatation now based on input colors to avoid expanding of reactiveness into non-relevant areas of the upscaled output. The full data range 0.0 1.1 is now used. Once again, this should alleviate ghosting issues on transparent geometries such as particles. This is a really important thing because on games like Dying Light 2, for example, when you use FSR 2.0, you actually tend to have some light particles, some fire particles when you're using the upscaling method. When using native, this does not happen. So this is a thing of FSR, and even more on the DLSS. On the DLSS, you can notice even more that, and it is really annoying. And also on transparency around the geometry. So far, we will see the difference in this image, okay? But for now, this is it. And the final one is composition and transparency mask updates. Dilation now based on input colors to avoid expanding of lock, diminishing into non-relevant areas of the upscaled output. This should alleviate ghosting issues on geometry with motion vectors. Why do I say vectors? Vectors not matching underlying pixel colors. So once again, basically reducing or fixing ghosting issues and increasing the image fidelity. But now let's go to the thing that you actually want to see, which is basically the comparison once again. So this is FSR 2.0. When you zoom in into the image and you stop it, you can actually see that we have lots of ghosting here. We have lots of ghosting on the red part here on the bottom. Then we have lots of ghosting also here on this part, as you can see right now. And we also have some transparency ghosting that basically we're talking about before here. If you zoom into the post, you can actually see that there is indeed some transparency artifacts around the post, and some more transparency artifacts, for example, around the wheel on the right. You can actually see those things happen, but as soon as you actually change to FSR 2.1, as you can see, the post artifacts are way less. The artifacts are way less. They're still there. They're still there, but way better than before. As you can see, look at the post. It's quite of a big difference. And on the wheel it is the same. Look at those artifacts on the ground and on the wheel. As soon as you go to FSR 2.1, the quality is just much better. It's just much better. As for the ghosting on those red parts, well, the ghosting just disappears. There's no more ghosting there. As you can see, FSR 2.0, FSR 2.1, exactly no ghosting at all. And I know that you can see this because of the image compression, but in terms of the letters, the NS3030, well, the image fidelity is also quite better. You can see and you can read the letters better. Yeah, definitely. Same for the signs. You can definitely read better the letters. But well, you can just go to the link in the description to this website and you can see for yourself. It's just looks way better. And here once again, no more ghosting in terms of colors. We still have some ghosting in terms of transparency, as you can see there, but we have almost. It is basically non-noticeable unless you are zooming in like we're doing right now, so it's not noticeable at all. But this ghosting is definitely noticeable on FSR 2.0, and FSR 2.1 definitely improves the quality, the overall quality, and even more the ghosting. So that's that. Well guys, there's not really much more to say. It is great to see AMD improving upon the FSR 2.0, in this case with the FSR 2.1, with lots of new things, basically improving ghosting issues that we had before in some games. Same for the DLSS, so do not come to the comment section telling stupid shit like, oh, the DLSS this, the DLSS is much better, the DLSS blah blah blah. No, the DLSS also has ghosting. FSR does some things better, while the DLSS does others better. For example, in terms of particles, FSR 2.0 is much better than the DLSS. For example, in Dying Light, with the DLSS you'll have particles coming from the fire and so on. It seems like fireworks. It doesn't even make sense. While on FSR 2.0 you don't have those particles. You have a little of less detail and kind of some holes in the fire, but they aren't as noticeable as those fire particles, seeming like, once again, fireworks with the DLSS. So the DLSS has strong points like way better image quality in terms of when you're upscaling from a way lower resolution, okay? but in terms of other things like like for example the particles, FSR 2.0 tends to be better. And now with FSR 2.1 it seems that the ghosting is even better, because in some games like for example Marvel Spider-Man, the ghosting with the DLSS is just too much. While with FSR is not as bad. Okay, still bad, but not as bad as with the DLSS. The DLSS even had an update to Cyberpunk as well, because the ghosting was just insane, something that does not happen as much with FSR. So the DLSS has one or two strong points, and the same applies to FSR, okay? But once again, it is great to see AMD improving the FSR, because more and more people are using it, even more people with older GPUs. Now, will this be heavier on older GPUs and the performance difference won't be as much as with newer GPUs? Well, most likely, because if even with FSR 2.0, older GPUs like the RX 580 won't see much of a performance difference, well, maybe the same applies to FSR 2.1, or even worse, since it produces better image. But well, we must wait and see. That's all for today's video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one, I guess. Ciao.